Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, friends and future millionaires. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Kris Hutchinson. Don asked me to come in and share with you a little bit about what to say when someone asks you what it is that you do. It used to be 20, 30 years ago, you would develop an elevator pitch. And that's basically where you walk into an elevator and someone asks you, what do you do? And you had the length of time during that ride of the elevator to get your idea out, make them understand it. Well, nowadays, with so many distractions, you don't have that kind of time. And actually now it's more like you're riding an escalator. And the person that you want to talk to is riding the escalator in the opposite direction. So while you're going up, they're actually coming down. And you have that split second to let someone know exactly what it is you do. With the goal is, when they get to the top of the escalator, to turn around and come back down so they can ask you more questions about it. So the way that we do that is simple. You have 2 sentences, and that's about it. That's about all the time that you're going to have to get out. So in those 2 sentences, you need to tell them who you are, what problems do you solve for people, or what results can you get them, and specifically, who do you get those results for? So it's, hi, my name is Kris Hutchinson. I get these results for these kinds of people. And that's it. That's all the time that you have to catch someone's attention. Now, the way it works is, if I am one of those people that you're talking about, right away, you've got my attention. Hi, my name's Kris Hutchinson, and I solve this problem for people who like Star Wars. Hey, I like Star Wars. Maybe I have that problem. Now you've got my attention. Now I'm listening. And the opposite end is true. If you solve a problem, say you're an exterminator, and you get rid of pests in people's house. Well, wait a minute. My neighbor has pests in his house. Maybe he wants to talk to you. If people know the audience that you serve, or if they know people with the problem that you solve, right away that's going to get their attention. Now, when I've done this exercise before with a lot of our clients, and some of the things that we see is their product or their offer or their business can solve a lot of different problems for a lot of different people. And that's great, but what you need to do is really narrow it down, and you need to be very specific. If you say to somebody, well, this herbal supplement that I have can solve all kinds of health problems for men and women. Well, that's great, but that doesn't tell me anything. I don't have all kinds of health problems. I might just have high blood pressure. Was that going to help for me? I don't know. And you didn't explain that well enough. So when you're doing this exercise, you really need to focus on the one problem that you solve. And in that case, it should be the one that you get the greatest result for. And also try to be more specific with your audience that you're trying to reach. Does your product work for men and women? Or is it mostly men? If it's mostly men, is it men over 40? Are you targeting single men or married men? Is it people who have had a certain experience? You only want to work with college graduates because those are the people that you can get the best results for. So those are just a few things to think about when explaining what it is that you do. That's all I've got for this episode, and we'll see you next time on the Money Wheel.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.